Hi, John. Good to see you. I really like what we're talking about today. We have a 5-step mid-year financial checkup. The S&P just completed the worst first half of any year since 1970. It was the fifth most volatile year for markets in the past 30 years, and something that you and I have talked about before, the 60-40 portfolio. Oh my goodness. This is the second worst period for it since the 1970s. I can't believe it, John. So we are going to walk through some easy steps to help people make sure that they are well prepared for the next 6 months, no matter what the market does. And we are going to start with something that is easy but often overlooked: your beneficiary designations.
Yeah. So obviously the markets have been challenging, to say the least. And what we've always preached to our clients and in the workshops that we teach and all these videos and our podcasts, we focus on comprehensive financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that retirees face a lot of risks. And it's not just investments. There's a lot of things that could essentially disinherit your family. And so, one thing that we look at is a lot of estate and tax planning. What can we do to add value to our clients, no matter what the market does? So you mentioned beneficiary designations. Aaron, if I could tell you how many people have come into my classes to my office from classes, and they don't know where their beneficiary designations are. They haven't checked them in the better half of a decade. And there is case law where people actually had the ex-wife on the beneficiary designation and disinherited their current wife. So you want to make sure your beneficiary designations are being reviewed on an annual basis. And here's what you want to review. First of all, are they updated and current? Do you still want to leave people that are listed as your designations your wealth? Next, you want to have both a primary and a contingent. So, common space, the primary beneficiary is often the spouse, and then the contingent beneficiaries are often the children or perhaps in some cases the trust. Now, if you are listing the contingent beneficiary, which you should always have a contingent beneficiary, because what happens if both spouses are in a car and unfortunately you get in a fatal car accident? We don't want the state or the courts determining where our money's going. Within your beneficiaries, you also want to make sure that you understand the difference between per capita and per stirpe designations. Per capita meaning you're leaving a percentage to all the beneficiaries. So let's say you have the contingent beneficiaries and that money is being passed in the example, right? Both spouses die in a tragic car accident, and the kids are, there's 4 kids and they're all contingent beneficiaries and they have kids of their own. Per capita would mean that each kid would get, let's just say for this example, 25%. If one of them passed, the one beneficiary's designee, their 25% will be spread to the other 3. A better way that a lot of people like to do is per stirpes. And that means that if the contingent beneficiary were to pass, then that money would go through their bloodline. So typically their children. So you want to make sure the beneficiary designation form is the most important designation form in your estate planning. It trumps a trust. The Supreme Court has ruled that what is on these beneficiary designation documents overrides that of what is in the trust.
Right. So important. Number 2 on your list here is your spending plan. I know you don't like your budget because it sounds like diet.
Yes, a great analogy. But especially in times like this, you wanna track your spending. And I've said this on the news multiple times. This control what you can control. And if you have a spending plan, then you understand where you can draw the money from and how much money you're going to have to draw from. So it's good to know that, hey, listen, and in some cases we like to settle our income make it predictable and sustainable no matter the markets. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have that flexibility, and they may have to reduce spending to not outlive their money.
Right. Right. Really important. Next here is check your tax filing. I know that having a tax plan is always part of a holistic financial plan, John.
Yeah, and you want to review your taxes. You want to make sure, of course, if you're married filing jointly, you're claiming married filing jointly. Like if you're newly married, also, unfortunately, if your spouse just died, right, you get to file married filing jointly in that year, but the next year you're going to have to file single filer, huge tax bomb, and make sure your dependents are current.
Mm-hmm. Okay, John. And number 2 for us, always something that is really important. Again, review your estate plan.
Yes. So, especially here in California, if you
Mm-hmm.
have considerable assets, which I mean, now even the smallest of houses is going for close to $1 million, if not over $1 million here in San Diego, you want to have an estate plan. Do not trust the courts to make your decisions for you. Keep it private, right? If you don't have a good trust, then you're gonna pay tenfold, most likely, in attorney's fees, and it's public record. And your beneficiaries aren't going to get the money, if they're lucky, for 12 to 18 months. The trust keeps it private. The trustee can divvy out the assets in, hope maybe even a couple of months. So it's much more effective. And then also within those, you want power of attorneys. And probably one of the least selfish things you can do for your kids, the healthcare directive. Don't put the kids in a position where they're squabbling over, do we keep mom and dad on life support? Because you're always going to have that conflict, and that could lead to, lifelong conflict after that.
Right.
If you have your healthcare directive saying, hey, if I'm in this condition, I want to pass, you're making the decisions that you believe are best for you, and you're alleviating the stress from your kids.
Yeah, from your family. So important. Last thing is check your insurance coverage. Why should that be on our financial checklist?
Well, again, insurance coverages have designations, so beneficiaries. So you want to make sure those beneficiary designations are in line. And you also want to make sure that, your policies are still in line with your needs. And you want to make sure that everything is on track. So I've seen people who, for whatever reasons, their advisors didn't position a life insurance, which is a very powerful estate building tool. They didn't position the best insurance policy for them. And they were going to be underwater on that policy. So it's good to make sure that your insurance policies have proper coverage and they're properly funded.
And John, I know something that you really pride yourself on is making sure that your clients are, of course, well taken care of, but their families as well. And that includes preparing these really helpful estate planning tools. And you have one kind of with you right now, right?
Yeah, so our clients get what we call the family estate organizer. We give them in a leather binder, and my mantra is always adding value.
Right.
And with this, we're able to give our clients a peace of mind that when they pass, we want their kids to be able to focus on grieving them and not, hey, what are we going to do? Where's mom and dad's? Where are all these accounts at? So within this, we have the survivor's checklist, and really gives them a 30, 60, 90 days, what to expect, who to call, the VA or the credit monitoring bureaus. And then we also have all their accounts in there, right? Here's the account number for the IRA or the bank accounts or the pension company, last year's taxes. So we have it all in one nice, neat place. And we also have our number in there because we always want the kids to say, hey, give us a call. Let us help you through this. We want you to focus on what's most important right now.
I can't believe what peace of mind that must provide your clients, John. That is such a value add. I think it's really special that you do that.
Yeah, and our clients really enjoy it, and
Yeah.
we even have my wishes, and
Right.
telling the clients, listen, you leave a message if you want
Hmm.
for your loved ones, or what do you want, what do you want for your funeral? Again, taking the stress of the planning off of the loved ones who lost you.
Huge quality of life issue there, John. If somebody has questions about everything that we've run through today, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, you can reach us two ways. You can give us a call at the office, 858-935-6210, or you can visit our website, and under the Contact Us tab, you can open up our calendar and schedule either a 15-minute phone call to answer any questions or a 90-minute complimentary consultation.
All right, John, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.